Yes, sir.
Good evening to everybody who are connected in the virtual platform of Philosophy Family. Today, I extend my welcome to all the students and teachers of philosophy and other disciplines of our country and abroad. Today, we have a very good topic, the Bhagavad Gita as a secular text, and Professor Pramod Kumar Das, our dear admin and host, the head Department of Philosophy, Raigad Autonomous College, is with us to deliver on the topic because he has expertise in the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. He has contributed many talks on different issues of the Bhagavad Gita. You know, Professor Pramod Kumar Das is a very good teacher in the state, and he has a teaching experience of more than 30 years in different aided colleges. He has already contributed more than 300 talks in different forums, in different institutions of our state. His area of research and teaching is Indian philosophy, Western philosophy, Indian metaphysics, Indian epistemology, and Indian morality, and many more things that I don't want to explore. And under his active leadership, Philosophy Family has already organized more than 400 webinars for the last 2 years. And the Bhagavad Gita, is a message addressed to each and every human individual to solve the perennial problems of the human beings of each time, and it is progressing towards the future. And the value of the Bhagavad Gita is very unique for each individual of the entire globe. You know, the Bhagavad Gita is not just a book of religious teaching or is a holy book of Hindus. It is addressed to the mankind of all times. And Professor Pramod Kumar Das will justify and will explore on the Bhagavad Gita how it has been accepted as a secular text. I don't want to speak more. That is in my introduction because he has a much expertise on it. And on this occasion, I extend my pranam to the senior teacher, Professor Ranjit Kumar Ghosh, and others to be connected with this family. I also extend my pranam to Dr. K. Umdan Rao, our regular moderator of Philosophy Family. With this, once again, I extend my welcome to all the viewers of Philosophy Family. And with this, I welcome and request Professor Pramod Kumar to commence his speech on the Bhagavad Gita as a secular text. Over to Professor Pramod Kumar.
Namaskar. Respected Ranjit Ghosh sir, respected Rao sir, Kailash sir, and all other participants. This is a very beautiful topic. I shall have some suggestions regarding the status of the Bhagavad Gita. This may be debatable, but we shall debate. Like other scriptures of other religions, we do not treat Bhagavad Gita because it has its speciality, its originality, its integrity of its own. Because when we address the common issues of human life, the problems of human life, irrespective of a caste, creed, and religion, that discussion cannot be treated as a religious discussion. In that sense, we shall take Bhagavad Gita as a secular text, though it appears to be a religious text. We may say that it is a sacred text, holy text of Hindu Dharma, Hindu religion. It is a scripture of Hindus. It may appear like that, but if we shall think deeper, if we shall think deeply into the message of the Bhagavad Gita, we can realize that it is meant for all. It is meant for mankind. How it is. And it is also there in Bhagavad Gita at the end of all chapters. It is declared that Gita is not a Dharma Shastra, Gita is a Yoga Shastra. And Gita is also a Niti Shastra. Gita is not treated as a Dharma Shastra. Yoga Shastra and Niti Shastra. So far as yoga is concerned, it is secular because all religions they follow the um, theory and the practice of yoga in general. There is no restriction that this religion will have a particular type of a yoga and another religion will have a different type of a yoga. Yoga is meant for all. That is the psychophysical discipline, and that is meant for all religions. Similarly, when we speak of morality in the true sense of the term, then that is also secular because the principle of righteousness, what is good and what is bad, that has no religious boundary, religious restrictions. So the Gita itself declares that it is Yoga Shastra and Niti Shastra. But when we go through the story of Mahabharata, there are so many characters like Lord Krishna, Arjuna, Duryodhana, Yudhishthira, Bhishma, etc. So here the common sense says naturally these characters belong to a particular religion, that Hindu religion, because in Hindu religion we believe in many gods and we believe that Lord Krishna is God and the other characters of Mahabharata, even those who, these characters are also depicted in the Bhagavad Gita. From that perspective, it may appear that it is not a secular text, it is a religious text. If it is not so, then why should we speak of Lord Krishna, Arjuna, These characters belong to a particular religion. But here I do not agree, because these characters are not religious characters. These characters are symbolic by nature. Each and every character of Mahabharata, even the characters that are depicted in the situation of the Bhagavad Gita, the part of the Bhagavad Gita, all those characters stand for some symbols. It is symbolic by nature. How Lord Krishna is symbolic of the higher mind, the mind of Sthita Prajna, the enlightened mind. And Arjuna is symbolic of the confused minds, the dull minds. And these two minds are there in all human beings. We all have these two minds. We have a confused mind and we have a higher mind, an illumined mind, an enlightened mind. So the appearance of Lord Krishna and Arjuna, though they appear as the religious figures, religious characters in a particular story, but really they are symbolic. Duryodhana is symbolic of Duryodhana is a symbol of a character that the person who is wicked, who does not um, who is a greedy person, who needs power, property at any cost, and such people are there in our society. Bhishma is a character that the person. I shall discuss so many characters in the course of my talk. The person who is um, um, very much obstinate to keep promise. And so far as applied ethics is concerned, one should not behave like Bhishma. We shall discuss that. Similarly, Yudhishthira is a character, is a symbolic character. Kunti is a symbolic character. Gandhari is a symbolic character. Dhritarashtra is a symbolic character. These characters give a message to the society. They are symbolic of a particular image of a personality. That one should be like this person and one should not be like this. If we consider these characters from the symbolic perspective, then we shall say it is meant for all. It is not hypothetical. It is really that. It is really that. This Sri Krishna Ubacha. That means Lord Krishna is speaking something as a symbolic figure. Arjuna Ubacha. So they are personified. They are personified. So here the important is the message. Here the character is not important. Who is speaking to whom? What is spoken? What is said? What message is given to the society? So we have to understand in this way. I am talking about some concepts which are very much secular in Bhagavad Gita. Dharma khetre, yuddha khetre. The battlefield is compared with dharma khetra. Dharma Khetra. That means it is a field of righteousness where we are ready to fight to establish Dharma. Here, Dharma is not Hindu Dharma. Here Dharma is not any religious institution. This is not institutional religion. Here, Dharma means the principle of righteousness. So, when we are talking about the principle of righteousness, and we are going to have an war to protect Dharma, the purpose of Dharma here is secular. Because the principle of righteousness is not reserved for the people of a particular religion. So the very words, the very terms which are used in the verses of Bhagavad Gita, that is secular in letter and spirit. Dharma Khetre, Juddha Khetre. This appears to be a Juddha Khetra, but really it is a Dharma Khetra. This is the first verse. Then go to the last verse. Wherever there is Lord Krishna and there is Arjuna. Jatra Tatra. These two words. Jatra Tatra. Jatra Tatra. Wherever. Wherever is a term. It has no reference to a particular area, a particular place. Wherever. Jada jadai dharmasya. That means at all the times, whenever. These terms are secular terms. Whenever the adharma will prevail, then that will be an occasion for fight, and the wicked persons will be punished. So this message, when we are using the word whenever, wherever, that indicates the secular spirit. We don't refer to a particular place, particular time, particular context. We are giving a universal message. So any message that is universal, if we shall define secular, any message, if that is meant for all, if that is universal, without having any dispute, we may call it universal. And the state is secular when it does not have a state religion, when it has no alliance with any religion, it is free from religious influence. In that sense, universal message, the message should be universal. So the very words dharma khetra, jatra tatra, jada jadahi, these terms indicate that it is secular in spirit. Another term is lokasangraha. Lokasangraha, the collection of people. Lokasangraha, the collective well-being. Collection of people. Collection of which people? Collection of Hindu people. Collection of people of any particular religion? No. Here lokasangraha is a secular term. Any action that is done for lokasangraha, that can be treated as niskama karma. That action can liberate you. So here Lokasangraha is a ethical parameter, ethical paradigm, which is very much secular by nature. Here Loka does not mean Hindu Loka. Here Loka means including all religions. Lokasangraha. Sthita Prajna, the mind. The mind is secular. A Hindu mind can become sthita or steady. A Muslim mind can be steady, and any person belonging to any religion can have a mind of equanimity, can have a sthita prajna mind. So the very mind itself is secular, and Bhagavad Gita is speaking about the discipline of mind. So the characters are symbolic. In that sense, it is secular. And the terms like whenever, wherever, etc., these terms, the use of such terms indicate that Bhagavad Gita is secular. And some concepts like Sthita Prajna, Loka Sangraha, and so there are also some other points we shall discuss. Bhagavad Gita is secular. And there in the Bhagavad Gita, there is that is full of reality. It is not Bhagavad Gita. I shall never accept that Bhagavad Gita just preaches the religious doctrines that you are bound to obey. Another peculiar point of secularism, that is, suppose you can speak against Quran, you can speak against Bible. If you belong to a particular religion, you are bound to obey the scripture of that religion. But in Bhagavad Gita, there is a scope for criticism. In the Bhagavad Gita, in the story, and also for the common people. In the story also, there is a scope for criticism because Arjuna is asking questions after questions till he is not satisfied. And Lord Krishna is going on explaining all his doubts. And after all counseling, after all discussion, still Lord Krishna is giving freedom to Arjuna that you don't obey me, you don't follow me. I explained you everything, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, everything I explained. But you just do what you think to be right. Such freedom to such freedom is not in other, I think, we shall not speak about other religions. The such freedom is there in the Bhagavad Gita. You are not bound to follow even the teachings of Lord Krishna. Arjuna is advised that you don't follow me. You just follow your conscience. You just follow your understanding. If you have really understood Bhagavad Gita, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, you have understood all these yogas, then now you are wise. So you take your own decision whether to fight or not to fight. Number one. Number two, in the Bhagavad Gita it is said that by simply reading any scripture, Upanishad, Veda, anything, nobody can have transformation, self-transformation. Nobody can attain perfection. Nobody can attain liberation. If you read Bhagavad Gita 1,000 times without practicing that in your practical life, then nothing will happen to you. This is said in the Bhagavad Gita. So this is not available in other sources. That means here we are talking about against the reading of the scripture, because mere reading the scriptures is not helpful if we do not understand it and if we do not follow it in our practical life. We have to live. We have to live what we learn. This is the message of the Bhagavad Gita. We should not touch Bhagavad Gita at our head. We should insert Bhagavad Gita into our head. So this is not a holy text as that we shall worship it. Rather, it is a very practical text, very secular text, it is a very helpful text, which we should read it and we should follow it. This is the manual of life. Another thing is, there is a scope of self-transformation in the Bhagavad Gita. Education means transformation. Knowledge means transformation. If you know something only for the sake of knowledge, if you have only conceptual analysis, conceptual understanding, logical analysis, that is one part of knowledge. But Bhagavad Gita preaches that knowledge which can be lived, and by having such wisdom, one can transform from one state of perfection to the higher state of perfection. The best example is Arjuna. Arjuna had a confused mind. He was reluctant to fight. He was biased by his past impressions and emotions, past memories. He was deluded. He was confused. This was the position of Arjuna in the beginning. But Arjuna gets transformed gradually, and at the end, Arjuna became a man of Tita Pragya. Now he is ready to fight. So this is transformation. The position or the status of Arjuna in the beginning is not the same at the end. Arjuna has been changed. So education, real education is that which can bring change in your life, which can bring change in our life. So human life is secular. Human life is not a Hindu human life or a Muslim human life. Human life in general is secular. And when we are talking about transformation, this is secular. It is not restricted to any religion, any group, any community. It is not restricted to any community, any religion. Transformation is possible for all. Education is for all. Transformation is for all. Human mind is secular. This mind is the only instrument. The peculiarity of a human possession is that we have one mind, one instrument. We don't have the second instrument. That mind will be attached and that mind will be detached. That mind is the cause of all sorts of bondage, and through that mind only we can attain freedom, we can attain liberation. So this human mind, we can't say this is the mind of a Hindu person, this is the mind of any other religion. So the discipline of mind or the psychic discipline or the yogic discipline, that is secular and which is very much um, very well taught in the Bhagavad Gita. So from our, again there is a war situation. In war situation, you see what happens in the war field. In the war situation, as it is depicted in the Bhagavad Gita, one person is going to fight against his relatives, against his relatives. As I had said, whenever, forever, here I am using another word, that is whoever. Whoever. That means whoever will commit adharma, he will be punished. He may be your father, he may be your teacher, anybody else. So such a impartial treatment in protecting dharma, it's really secular. Because in other religions there is a fear. Suppose in Christianity there is a fear for Pope, and in other religions there are many types of fear. You can't fight, you can't speak against. But here, not only we speak against, we stand to fight against adharma. It does not matter who is committing adharma. Rather, it is said, if you do not fight, that will be adharma. If you do not fight against adharma, then that will be adharma. So the war situation depicted in the Bhagavad Gita is such a situation because it is dharma yuddha. So here we are advised to fight against adharma. It does not matter. So such a challenging situation is really secular by nature because here there is no partiality. That if father will commit mistake, father may be excused. But if mother will commit mistake, mother will be punished. No. If there will be a comparison between God and Dharma, who is superior? Indian culture says, Bhagavad Gita says, Dharma is superior to God. God might have created Dharma, but once Dharma is created, then God will the come under the guidance of Dharma. As many times I have given the example. Suppose the father is the guardian of the family, who is setting some rules that nobody will return home late night. But if father will commit the same mistake, he will return home late night, then nobody will obey him as a father. So father may frame the rule, but once the rule is framed, father will also abide that. The government can frame the rules, but once the rules are framed, the government is also coming under that rule because the court is there, and in the court of law, the government is also a party. That means if there is a choice between dharma and a God, dharma is superior to God. Dharma is superior to God. This is secular. Dharma is superior to God. It does not matter it is Vishnu, it is Lord Krishna, it is Jagannath, it is Bhishma, anybody else. Whoever that godly image is, maybe that godly image is not superior to Dharma. Dharma, not God, is the highest. So, so before Dharma or in the pursuit of Dharma, all are subordinates. So this is secular. Because here we are not talking about any religious deity. So in that sense, if we take Gita in that sense, then we can have a very beautiful charm. We can the flavor of the flavor will be different. We can enjoy the message of the Bhagavad Gita, and we can say, yes, this is such a it is from these perspectives. We can say that it is meant for all. Everybody can read it. Therefore, many foreign scholars they have interpreted Bhagavad Gita. They have accepted Bhagavad Gita. Even non-Hindu writers, thinkers, they have shown their interest to interpret Bhagavad Gita, and they also live according to the message of the Bhagavad Gita. So there are so many concepts when we are talking about Swadharma, Paradharma. Is it confined to a particular religion? That my station and my duty. I don't know what is my station because it cannot be predicted. My action will be contextual. What does it mean? That means it does not have a fixed rule. I shall act according to the situation. Is it not secular? Because I don't know what will be the action, what will be the situation. I shall act according to the situation. I shall act according to my swadharma. I shall act, and it is bad to follow paradharma. That means this message is universal. All the message. There is not a single message which we can say, no, this is only meant for Hindu people. Jivana Mukti. There is a concept of Jivana Mukti. That one should live a free life in this very life. Freely in this very life. Is it confined to a particular religion? Jivana Mukti is a concept that only Hindus can practice it. Jivana Mukti. So the pursuit of a freedom which should be initiated in this very life, that is a universal message for the whole mankind. Humanity is a very beautiful message in the Bhagavad Gita. Can we say that it is restricted only to Hindu people or to a particular religion? No. So the bondage is secular, the liberation is secular, the human life is full of suffering. Human life. Here we are talking about Hindu life, Hindu way of life. We don't say that. So we should take Bhagavad Gita in that spirit. Then then really we can understand the message, the unmanifest and the manifest, the unmanifest and the manifest. It is purely scientific. The metaphysics of unmanifest and manifest. It is purely scientific, and science has no religion. Something is in the unmanifest state, and there is another possibility that whatever is in the potential unmanifest state, that can be manifested. The relation between cause and effect, the relation between analysis and synthesis, all these things are the common things, universal. This is the universal message. This is purely scientific. A vector and a vector. Something is unmanifest, and the other possibility is the manifest. Kshetrajna, Kshetra, and Purushottama. Kshetrajna, Kshetra, and beyond that, there is a Purushottama. This dialectics, it is not confined to a particular religion. This is the common thing which everybody should understand. Otherwise, that person will be trapped by one horn of the dilemma. We have to understand the opposites. How to attain the state of Sthita Prajna. This technique is, for example, we shall say, Samattam Yoga Uchyate. Samattam. Samattam Yoga Uchyate. That Samattam, that the state of equanimity, it is a common advice to all humans, irrespective of religion. Yoga karmesu kausalam. That we should know the dexterity in action. That means we should know how to do, how to perform an action so that it cannot bind us. Another beautiful concept is niskama karma. That one should act without having sense of agency, without having expectation of the consequence, having free will, surrendering before the higher principle, and serving it for the welfare of all. These 5 points for Loka Sangraha. This is common. This is universal message for all. So nowhere we have a touch of restriction, that it is restricted to particular religion. So by saying that, I feel proud that our culture has such a treatise, which very proudly I can say that it is, when I am saying that it is not restricted to Hinduism, this thing that I really feel proud that it is for the whole mankind. So this was my submission. I really wanted to say this. So again we shall discuss when in the interactive session. So thank you. Kailash sir.
Much. Hello.
Yes
Uh-huh.
sir.
Okay.
You
Yes.
continue the
Yes.
session.
Yes. 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 Yes.
We shall discuss it. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes.
You unmute sir. You are muted. Sir, you mute. You please unmute yourself.
Maharana sir, please unmute sir. Please unmute sir.
Yes. Yes. Hello. Yes. Yes. Am I audible? Audible. Okay, Pramod sir.
Yes,
Hello.
yes sir, yes sir, yes sir.
Okay. 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 Thanks so much, Professor Pramod Kumar, for your very beautiful talk on the Bhagavad Gita. And you have tried to justify that Bhagavad Gita is not a holy book, and it is not it is not full of religious teaching. Rather, it is a secular book. It is a secular text, and and at first you have said it that it is not a dharma shastra. It is a yoga shastra and niti shastra. And from the standpoint of yoga, you have very clearly said that it is secular. You have described the prominent characteristics of Bhagavad Gita, and different situations of the time. And you have made a very conceptual analysis of all the concepts used in the Bhagavad Gita, and have justified that it is very much secular. And the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, yeah, as you have said, they are very broad, profound, and universal. And it is a great value to humanity and its future. And you have also said that its influence is also very immediate and living, and it can be applied to the people of all kinds and all nations of all ages. And one thing that I can say, that it is it's a message is for the spiritual truth, for spiritual life of all the people, and it is also a yoga of love, and it gives a highest potential force for spiritual largeness, unity, and freedom for the humanity, or for the people of the globe. So it is my summary that you have said. I don't want to speak much, because you have much expertise on Bhagavad Gita, and you have given so many lectures on different issues of Bhagavad Gita for the academic cause of our students and faculty members. And I would like to request Professor Om Naran Rao to carry on the interview session. Over to Dr. Rao. Hello, Dr. Rao.
Sir.
Dr. Rao.
Thank you, sir. Well, it was a very precise and clear lecture, and a good message indeed for all, that Bhagavad Gita is a secular text. It is meant for all, and Professor Das has tried to show it, prove it. And well, we should take questions on this. Okay, we have with us Professor Ranjit Ghosh, sir. I request him to have his stand on the issue, and his comments, his overall observations, and his queries. Over to Professor Ranjit Ghosh, sir, for his comments, observations, and queries. Professor Ghosh, namaskar, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Rao. And I must thank Professor Pramod Das to make his claim about Bhagavad Gita as a secular text. Okay, you see, these days we always refer things to the Supreme Court. And you will be surprised to know that Supreme Court has already given its verdict on Bhagavad Gita on a particular occasion, that it is a non-religious text or it is a secular text. So this is just out of the way, because as students of philosophy, these are just informations that we get about a text, about a philosophical theory propagated by Bhagavad Gita. Because you see, we have to see Bhagavad Gita as a text which may be treated as a spiritual text as well as a secular text. Because I want to bring three categories differently: religious, secular, and spiritual. So, obviously, Bhagavad Gita is not a religious text, because you see, the things that we discussed as students of philosophy, which were floated later on, but if we see the historicity of Bhagavad Gita, at that time there was no organized religion, separate religion. Only there was Sanatan Dharma. And that from that dharma, actually, we get many things. We get Prasthanatraya, Upanishads, Brahma Sutra, Bhagavad Gita. And similarly, we find Bhagavad Gita more as a code of conduct for human beings, which is to be appreciated from Pramod Das's lecture, that it is based on dharma. Dharma ultimately rules. So dharma is just a code of conduct. Dharma is not religion. So obviously, because of its spiritual elements, which are found in Gita, makes it a secular text. Because you see, if had it not been so, it would not have been practiced in the form of a very important theory about the human action throughout the world. Because you see, Gita's philosophy of action is appreciated throughout the world, and especially in the corporate world. Because Gita preaches a theory of incessant action. That means we cannot find anything as no action. Action must be there. We cannot just think about a situation where there is no action. So this actually makes Bhagavat Gita a secular text, and I congratulate Pramod Das on this point, that he has made he has justified the claim of Bhagavat Gita. Other things he has mentioned, I don't want to repeat. This is just an observation. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Bose, for your comments and the valuable information about the Supreme Court holding Bhagavad Gita as a non-religious secular text. But one more thing we want to have from you, that you have made a categorization that Bhagavad Gita is not a religious text. Well, there was only one dharma, that is Sanatana Dharma. So if we refer to that context, and again you said, well, it's a secular text, the way Professor Das said. But one more thing that we want to have your own ideas on this, Bhagavad Gita as a spiritual text, because you made a categorization. Please, few lines on this as a spiritual text.
Well, it is as you say, that it is a spiritual text, because what we find in Bhagavad Gita, in its appeal to mankind, a type of code of conduct by which we can get a lift from our baser consciousness to higher consciousness. So for that reason, this is a spiritual practice, which is otherwise the aim of the yoga. So this type of situation from Krishna's teaching, if we take the teaching separately from Krishna, then Bhagavad Gita is obviously a spiritual text, a secular text. But if we bring Krishna into the picture, because at every occasion he says that, he claims that it is he who has done all these things, then we find a tinge of religious fervor in this sort of things. Take the case of Varna Vyavastha. Chaturvarna Maya Srushtam. Guna Karma Vibhagasa. So Maya Srushtam. So it is I. Similarly, when he says that he is the creator of the universe, and in his Visvarupa Darsana, which is showed to Arjuna. So these things, if we bring from Gita, I think the essence of Gita will be marginalized, because you see, if we devote ourselves to the action, and through action we can get him. So instead of finding him here and there by some means or other, if we go on doing our action, we enter ourselves into a theory of insistent action, then all the yogas will be coming and it will be fulfilled thereby. It is because Bhagavad Gita is Jnana, it is a type of Karma Yoga, which is a Jnana Bhakti Samanyita Karma Yoga. So jnana bhakti, if we take separately, those things will be discussed philosophically. But when we take karma yoga and the philosophy of action, then that will be an out and out a spiritual. It will be a secular way of exploring the human lives. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Well, so because there is an attempt for transformation. Okay, the transformation of the confused mind to a higher mind or a state of Siddha Pragya, which Krishna was trying to change the mindset of Arjuna, because there is an intention of a transformation of the self, so that way we can take, well, without taking the characters, if Bhagavad Gita aims at the self transformation, so it would be interpreted as a text aiming at spiritual, we can say it as a spiritual text in that sense. One thing, thank you so much, sir. So one thing comes to my mind. Well, when we talk of Bhagavad Gita, we talk of Nishkama Karma, and we talk of there should be no sense of agency. From what Professor Rajit Ghosh sir was saying, Krishna himself was always pondering at saying that I am the wind, I am everything, I am this world, I am this voice, I am this water, I am everything. So I is there always. So how far that usage of I would be justified? Because when you talk of dharma, you see, when you talk of righteousness, when you talk of principle, when you talk of there should be no sense of agency in Nishkama Karma, how far this usage of I would be appropriate for applying to Krishna? If we do that, then again we fail to be, in a sort, fail to be secular. So this is the question to Professor Das, because he says, I am everything, this has come from me, I am this water, I am this fire, I am this earth, everything, everything. It is myself. So there is a sense of agency. So how to see this? Because then the element of secularity may fail, I feel. I don't know. Please, sir.
Thank you, Professor Ghosh and Professor Rao, for your beautiful comments. Beautifully, Dr. Ghosh, Ranjit Ghosh sir said that Jnana Karma Bhakti Samuchaya, that means karma is performed with devotion and knowledge. So I have said it very clearly. Whatever is spoken, taking Lord Krishna um, being personified, that I, and also Arjuna is the counterpart. These are symbolic. We have to understand in Vedanta also this is there. One is the empirical vision and the other is the transcendental vision. Go to Jaina system, that five blind men, they had insufficient knowledge, relative knowledge about the elephant, because they were incapable of having the complete knowledge of the elephant. So we all experience that our knowledge is relative, our knowledge is limited. We cannot map the totality, the whole. So here Lord Krishna is not saying, though it appears there in the story form, here Lord Krishna is not saying that I am this or that, or I am the whole. Our conscience, our inner intelligence many times um, give that feedback. Many times prosper behind our judgments. No, my judgment is relative. It is perspective. It is the part. It is not the whole. So we have two minds. One mind is satisfied with the Vyavaharika Satta, the practical behavior, what I should be in the practical situation, applied ethics. And another mind is very much aware of the fact. I know the truth, but I am speaking lie. Both are I. I know the truth, but in this particular context, I am speaking lie. So, therefore, I told the unmanifest state is the Vishwarupa, that is the whole. And in the manifest states, I am also a part of that manifestation. If we understand these dialectical possibilities, then we can transform. Otherwise, we can't transform. We are trapped by either manifestation or by the unmanifest being religious. Somebody is purely religious, that I just believe in the unmanifest, and he is not practical. And many people are materialists. They are very much practical. They don't believe the whole possibility. So here in the Bhagavad Gita, it is advised to all of us that you should exercise both the possible aspects of your mind, that relativity and absolutism. So this much. And if our mind is tuned with this metaphysics, that mind can be fit for Niskama Karma, otherwise not. That means Niskama Karma is an ethical paradigm which is possible by the culture of that knowledge, that that is a state of unmanifest, and that is a state of manifestations, and this is relativity, this is absolute, this is truth, this is appearance. We have to understand this, and the person who understands this, he is a Sthita Prajna. My submission is this.
Thank you, sir. But still have problems because if we go this way also, as you said that the primacy of dharma and God, and you go on saying that, yes, very nicely said, that you should give primacy to dharma. Now again the question will come, okay, if it is dharma, then who has formulated that dharma? Somebody should be there to formulate the dharma. Because when Krishna is saying, well, we as a even symbolically, that I am the source, or okay, and the goal that you are moving again, you have to come back to that source, whatever Krishna is preaching. So the element of I is there, and that makes, and again, when you talk of dharma and the primacy of dharma, somebody should be there to formulate that dharma. And if we take that personality is Krishna, so dharma has to be sublated to the godhood of Krishna, or the Krishna symbolically Krishna. So dharma then again becomes secondary, but dharma guides even the primary. So is it that because if we say dharma is primary and later everything, then it becomes a problem. Who is the person controlling that dharma, and that becomes problematic. How do you address this?
Yes. So here, uh, when we are understanding dharma from the perspective of human life, it is contextual. But suppose there is dharma in nature, that is called rita. What happens there? There is a change of seasons, there is uniformity in the nature. Okay, a particular cause leads to a particular effect. So there is a regularity, there is an uniformity in the nature. We have to accept that as rita. And when it is translated in human life, because we have a better consciousness, we have better awareness, we can interpret what is the dharma and adharma, what is right and wrong. So this is viable, this concept of dharma, or the principle of righteousness, is viable. The question is, who has created? If we say that Lord Krishna has created, then we are religious by nature. If we say that dharma is not created by Lord Krishna, dharma is contextual, dharma is confined to a particular space, time, and context, then it is secular. That means my situation, my situation will determine my action to be good or bad. Okay, so dharma here it is treated as swadharma. Dharma is not the absolute dharma that this is declared by Lord Krishna, so that Lord Krishna has never said this. Very beautifully it is depicted in the Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna is advising Arjuna in the 18th chapter after discussing everything about Bhagavad Gita. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. He is giving the scope of free will, free thinking, freedom. That Arjuna, you don't follow me blindly. You don't follow. I have explained you everything. But you do whatever you think proper, you think to be right, and you are absolutely free to fight or not to fight. That means human freedom is not condemned by the autonomy of a divinity in the Bhagavad Gita. Human freedom is still there. We cannot condemn human freedom by the autonomy of a divinity. So, dharma is contextual. Okay, and in that sense, it is secular. Here we don't say that Lord Krishna said this, therefore it is good. Lord Krishna denied this, therefore it is bad. No. Universal application of dharma is not so much highlighted in the Bhagavad Gita. Rather, Bhagavad Gita is highlighting the applied ethics.
So thank you. Well, one thing again comes back that if we talk of Rita,
Rita.
if you talk of Rita, Rita cannot be again by itself. So again the question comes, how is Rita? How is Rita? How is the design? How is the plan? Okay, the cycle, the order, the systematic occurrence, okay, that we find in Rita, okay, that comes. So here, well, we can talk of that unmanifest. Okay, there is an assumption without reference to any text, any text of whatsoever religion it is. Any talk of this Rita has a presumption of some unmanifest. Well, when we come to Bhagavad Gita, that unmanifest is okay. He's somehow trying to when that unmanifest. If we see this manner, that even in other religions also there are messengers who come to spread the message of that unmanifest. Not only in Hinduism, if we take Krishna as symbolical, okay, as something, as somebody who is manifest, speaking that he is that also that unmanifest, in order to make aware, okay, that there is some unmanifest, and this in this bodily form, he is that manifest. Now, here again, my problem is when we talk of dharma as a principle, as an absolute, okay, it applies in the absolute sense. My problem, okay, I want to learn this dharma as a principle in the absolute sense. Well, it applies to the sphere of the unmanifest. But when we come to this world of experience where Krishna is now stationed, explaining things to Arjuna, there is a need of a contextuality understanding of dharma. So dharma in the unmanifest sense is absolute, but when it turns to the vyavharik level, in the manifest level, it has nothing to do with absolute application. It has to be contextual. Is this
Yes,
your
yes,
submission?
yes. I agree.
Okay, sir.
I
Then it's
agree,
all
sir.
right. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you
For,
so
for,
much.
for, for example, the person who is telling lie in a particular context, he knows that telling truth is the cardinal value. there is a possibility of exception only when there is a fundamental rule. So fundamental principle is there. For example, telling truth is virtue. Telling truth is a cardinal value. If this stands, then we can think of the exception. If it doesn't stand, then there is no question of exception. Telling truth is virtuous. Telling truth is the cardinal value. I know, but there are some exceptions. In some situations, I am bound to tell lie. What is the parameter? The parameter is that whatever is good for lokasangraha, whatever, if telling lie is good for lokasangraha, that is good. The definition of a good or definition of a righteousness in the Bhagavad Gita, the best parameter is lokasangraha, because all other parameters fail in this way or that way. So contextualism will stand in the perspective of lokasangraha. If telling lie in a particular context is meant for lokasangraha, then it is dharma, because it benefits many people. Okay, so but that does not cancel absolutism, because if the fixed principle is not there, then we cannot have any exception. But Bhagavad Gita is highlighting, is focusing on the practical life of man. Therefore, this practical life is the practical life of all people of all religions. It is not a Hindu manual of life. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Well, again, one more thing comes to my mind. The question of dharma and lokasangraha. Where is dharma? Even on the part of Krishna. Where is lokasangraha? Even on the part of Krishna. When we take even the epic of Mahabharata, we see the Krishna's men on the other side. Krishna was on the side of Arjuna, but Krishna's men, his own people, were on the other side, and Arjuna was killing them. His own men, Krishna's own men, his own people, Arjuna was killing. And where is dharma? Where is lokasangraha? So this is another question that we need to understand with reference to dharma, and how to take contextuality when Arjuna is killing Krishna's men. What wrong they have done? They were under Krishna, they were guided by Krishna, that they were his own men, his own soldiers, and Arjuna is killing them mercilessly. And Arjuna's men are killing them mercilessly. So where is dharma? Where is lokasangraha? We need to understand. Please.
Nobody is killing anybody. Lord Krishna has given that freedom to both Arjuna and Duryodhana to choose either Lord Krishna or the troops, the soldiers. Duryodhana accepted the soldiers and all other instruments required for the war, but Arjuna insisted that I need only Lord Krishna. Suppose the choice was different, the choice was reverse, then Lord Krishna might have been in the side of Duryodhana, because the choice was given very openly. So Lord Krishna had no desire to support any party. This is number one. Number two, I have told that this war is only symbolic. Here, nobody is my relative, nobody is my own people, and nobody is enemy. Here the question is who is doing dharma and who is doing adharma. The numbers of people are also not important. How many numbers are Kshatriyas, Kauravas are there, and how many numbers are Pandavas are there. That is also not the problem. The problem is whatever may be the number.
The problem is what wrong that Krishna's men have done, for which they are, because it was a choice and you choose and they die. What wrong did Krishna's men do? That is the problem.
What
What
wrong?
wrong did Krishna's men do?
What is the wrong with the Indian army? Innocent Indian army when there is a call for fight among the nations. When there is a occasion for fight, when there is an occasion of war,
But Krishna's men
many
were under Krishna.
listen to me.
But
When there
Indian army fights for India, not for Pakistan. So that is the problem.
no, when Indian armies are engaged in a particular war, they are not worried about that how many families will be destroyed, how many people are killed. When there is a war situation, and if there is a free selection, free choice, that some people will be in the opponent side, some people will be in this side, and if that is a dharma yuddha, for the protection of dharma, war is initiated. So I may be killed, or by my effort, the opponent may be killed. So that is the consequence. But our action is dharma oriented, that we are going to protect dharma. There is no other intention that Krishna's people are innocent, they are going to be killed. That is the agenda is only to protect dharma. If dharma should be protected. And
See here,
war is a process. By the process, anybody will be killed in the war field, he will be declared as a Sahid. Because he died for, even if he is innocent, even if he is innocent, he is killed in the battlefield for the greater cause. That cause is the protection of dharma. Then naturally he is a Sahid, and that is natural. We can't have any calculation that we cannot have a particular strategy that even many innocent people, suppose there is a war in nation, many innocent people will be killed, those who do not know anything about the policy of a nation. So that is natural in war.
but,
Civilians will be
but
also
here,
killed.
yes, but here consciously Krishna has thrown his men to the other side. Krishna has thrown his own
So,
men to the other side.
sir,
Here is the
here,
problem.
here, here we shall request Ranjit sir to,
Ah, sir, yes, sir. Because there is a problem.
yes,
I see a problem
Ranjit
here,
sir,
a great problem. Because he has thrown his own men to the other side.
Ranjit sir, please.
Please repeat because I was away for some time because Lord came
Sir.
to my doorstep. Holy yes,
Just I was saying Professor Das was speaking on dharma and loka sangraha. So I was saying, where is dharma, where is loka sangraha? When Krishna has given his own men to fight in the on the other side, and Arjuna and his own men were mercilessly killing Krishna's army. So is the army of Krishna was in the path of adharma. They were simply thrown to the other side, and Arjuna and his men were killing them mercilessly. So what wrong they have done? No wrong on their part. When it is understandable that Duryodhana was on the part of adharma and his men may die for Duryodhana, but what wrong did Krishna's men commit? So is this dharma? Is this loka sangraha? When I subject, okay, my own men to fight on the other side. So where is contextuality? This is my question.
Sir also said what I said. Therefore, he can conclude. Sir,
Sir,
Dr. Rao.
your part you substantiate, sir. Your part you substantiate.
No, no,
Yeah,
you please say what I replied.
No. Just you conclude, sir. You substantiate your position, sir. That would be better.
Yes, Ranjit sir, to this question I replied that Lord Krishna gave a chance to choose Arjuna and his troops, to both Arjuna and to choose Lord Krishna and his troops. He gave this chance to Arjuna and Duryodhana. And Duryodhana, as the big brother, took the first chance, and he decided that I shall accept the troops and other instruments of the war. And Lord Krishna was chosen by Arjuna. So, if the choice might have been different, then Lord Krishna might be in the side of Duryodhana, because the choice was with Duryodhana first time. So Arjuna did, Lord Krishna did not have any interest to support Arjuna, because he had given the chance to choose. Okay, Lord Krishna is with Arjuna by the choice taken by Duryodhana. Okay, this is the first point. Second point is, here nobody is killing anybody. Here we are fighting for the purpose of a dharma. When there is even civil war, there is in a war between two nations, and we have witnessed the war today. Innocent people are also killed. Those do not have any role. They don't understand any nation police. They are also killed. So when war is initiated, who will kill and who will be killed, that is about the consequence. But our purpose is to protect dharma. So I don't understand who are the people of Lord Krishna and why they are killed in the war, and what is wrong with this. I don't understand. Please, you understand the question of our sir and my answer, and you give a conclusion what you understand.
You see, the thing is, Lokasangraha in this context will be fighting the war and establishing dharma, and thereby Lokasangraha is maintained, because option has already been given. Arjuna sat on his feet, Lord's feet, and Duryodhana, because of his ego, on the head. So Duryodhana was given first chance, and he said that he wants this troop. He thought that one Krishna, what he will do? Let me have this Karni soldiers. So he opted for the adharma. And Gita never says that non-violence is to be maintained always. On that count, Gandhi and Tilak, they differed, because Tilak's Gita Rahasya, Gita says, Tilak says that even violence is required when it comes to self-defense. Okay, so when self-defense is required, we can resort to violence, because that is the law of the nature. So this thing Gandhi overlooked, because even a few days back in my Gita lecture, I gave this thing, that Gita Rahasya's decoding Gita Rahasya. So the Tilak's book I was going through from some time, and there I found this thing. So the thing is, we have to, Krishna is maintaining Lokasangra in that process, because dharma is to be maintained somehow. So if the people who are in the battlefield in the side of the adharma, they have to be killed. There is no objection in it.
Yes, I agree.
Right.
Then Dr. Rao, what is your problem?
No, I got it. Okay, I got it. Where I fail to understand is, okay, the people, the troops of Arjuna, okay, being thrown to the other side. Well, it's a matter of choice. You decide, and my people suffer. So when I subject my own people to stand against me, okay, does it come under the principle of dharma? Again, is a question mark that I see. See, I and my own men, whom I have cultured, under my guidance, they have grown up, they have taken my food, okay, and I have simply thrown up, and they are so loyal to me, and have simply thrown up, okay, to the other side, okay. Now, and I say they are on the path of adharma. So, is my nurturing my own men wrong? And when I have thrown, well, there is an exercise of choice. I understand. Had Krishna be on the other side, then again a problem would come. In any situation, in both the situations, Krishna would be against his own men. The troops who have grown, who have been, this is my question. I have no problem elsewhere. How can Krishna be against his own men? So that is my problem. in understand. My problem lies there.
So you see, in that case, Pramod Babu's version is right. Nobody is killed. Nobody kills anybody. The thing is, everything is symbolic. So the thing is, what Gita actually suggests, that it is just in us. Both the Krishna and the Arjuna are present, and all our senses are always tracks and pulls us towards the better things, and the Krishna helps us to rise above that. So that is the situation in us, in every human being. But if you don't maintain that, you cannot establish the identity of the person. In us, you cannot make a human being a person a split personality. It is not a split personality psychologically that the Gita is saying. It is within us. Both the Arjunas and the Krishnas are present. So this is the thing. Okay.
So
Thank
here,
you.
so here, dharma is taken in the sense because because there is always a choice, and the choice has been made, and even throwing my own men to fight for adharma is again dharma. So this is the conclusion we should have. I have cultivated my own man and throw them to fight for adharma, and that is dharma. So that becomes the final position. That is the problem that is killing me. So I have cultivated my own men and have thrown them to fight for adharma, and that is dharma. So that is contextuality in dharma. So is this the position that needs to be maintained? So that is the problem that is
You
killing.
see, you are taking a philosophical position, yes, but that is not the thing. The thing is the real life situation, the war. If war is taken into consideration, then Krishna never did anything wrong. He tried to maintain Logosangra. But and the people whom he sent to fight in the opposite and asked Arjuna to kill them, this doesn't make any difference, because Lokosangra is to be maintained somehow or other. So that is how we can take a philosophical stance, as Dr. Rao says. But the thing is, the actual situation is not that, because Krishna is wanted in any form, dharma is to be restored. That for which he says, he claims that I have come again to restore dharma. So this is the situation. Okay. So if we take philosophical position, then Dr. Rao is right, because how Lokosamara is maintained when he sent his own men to the other side to be killed by the
To fight for adharma. I'm saying you are to fight for adharma.
in the
I
camp
say I'm a man of dharma, but I say my own men to fight for adharma. I'm on the other side. My family members are on the other side. I say them to fight for the other side, and I say I'm a man of dharma.
I understand.
That is
So
the problem.
you see, if we extrapolate this thing into, then we will enter into the metaphysical discussion. Because you see, those people who were thrown out of this camp to Krishna gave them to others, they were then we have to bring many other things, the law of karma, papitapi, and they were for which they were thrown into the other camp to be killed by this dharma. So those things are philosophical issues. Okay, so the metaphysical issues rather. But here, what we are discussing, the secular elements found in Gita. So my position is this, that in between these two antagonistic things, secular and religious, we can bring spiritual. That it is definitely a spirituality in Gita, which makes it a secular text rather than.
One understanding comes from your stance that they are my own men, but they have to suffer for their own karma. That's why they are thrown to fight for adharma, to get killed by dharma.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. So, well, it was a very good discussion. Many things have been learnt, and very nicely Professor goes right to sort out this, and finally it resorted to karma, when their own man, but they have to suffer for their karma, so thrown to the other side to be killed by dharma. So thank you so much, Professor Ghosh, for this giving this, bringing in this law of karma into account. So to help my understanding on this issue. Thank you so much. Over to Professor Kailash Mahanas, sir, for proposing a vote of thanks. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Professor Das, Professor Brooks. Dr. Maharana. Sir, please unmute, sir.
Hello. Okay. Sir, okay, before proposing a vote of thanks, I need two clarification from Professor Pramod Kumar Das. One thing. That at the outset, Professor Pramod Kumar Das had said that Bhagavad Gita is a Yoga Shastra, also a Niti Shastra, and he has taken it as a secular text, right? Professor Ghosh has said that it is a text of spirituality. But then, if it is so, then is Bhagavad Gita is a movement, or it that is in it can we find a movement from secularity to spirituality, or secularity is the basis of spirituality, or spirituality the basis of secularity. Okay, it is one clarification that I need from Professor Pramod Kumar, whether Bhagavad Gita that is a passage from secularity to spirituality or not. Then another thing that Professor Pramod Kumar has taken all the characters of Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita as symbolic. And he has taken Arjuna as a symbol of the confused mind. Arjuna as a symbol of a confused mind. But if you go to the life of Arjuna, then you can find that Arjuna was not a man of confusion. That is at childhood or at adulthood, and in a particular context, Arjuna appeared to be confused. But how can we take the Arjuna character as a symbol of confused, as a symbol of the confused mind? Okay, these two clarifications that I need from Professor Pramod Kumar.
Very beautiful questions. Actually, I expected this question when it was discussing. It was discussed by both Dr. Rao and Dr. Ghosh. By secularism, we mean that something is something which has universal acceptance. That means the message that can be accepted by all. When we are talking about spirituality, we have to understand actually what is the real meaning of spirituality. Um, uh, um, Dogmatically, we many people think that spiritualism means that we simply believe in the existence of a spirit, and matter is not real. That means it is something beyond materialism or anti-materialism, like that. But spiritualism is not that in Indian context. Spiritualism is the higher possibility, which it is all inclusive. It is not without matter. That means man is not only a body mind complex. Man is body, mind, spirit. Man has three aspects. We have a physical body, we have a psychic mind, and beyond psychic mind we have consciousness, and we are aware of that. We are aware of a higher mind beyond our mind. That is the focus point. The higher mind is aware of our lower mind. Many times we are getting confused, many times we are getting disturbed, but we have the same mind to give us a solution, to pacify us. So that means there is a higher level of consciousness, and we believe in that, and we transform into that by the course of our life, from the childhood to adulthood, and then the In the course of life, we are getting education only to reach that state of higher consciousness, higher intelligence, we can say. Suppose it will become metaphysical to say that pure consciousness is there or not. Simply we say this is a higher intelligence. Okay. Sometimes we are very much calm. We have a sattvic mind. That is the higher intelligence. But many times we are disturbed by our rajasic and tamasic elements, tendencies. So spirituality means the all-inclusive entity, which includes body, mind, and spirit. Spirituality is not aligned to our body-mind complex. This is very wrong conception. So Bhagavad Gita has given importance to body, mind. Beyond mind, there is intellect. Mano and buddhi, they are two different things. Mano is emotion. In Indian context, in Bhagavad Gita context, mind is emotion. But intellect has discriminative power. Intellect has intelligence. Intellect is discriminative intelligence. So beyond mind, there is a higher state, higher mind or higher state of intelligence, that is intellect. Similarly, beyond intellect, there is pure consciousness. In Vedanta also, we have waking state, dreamless sleep state, and Turiya state. So there are in Aurobindo has also said different types of mind, higher mind, illumined mind, in super mind. In this way, we have, and if we believe in all the levels of consciousness, then really we are spiritual. Spirituality does not mean that we avoid materialism. No, it is not spiritualism. Really, the man is spiritual who is all inclusive. So Bhagavad Gita has focused that. And what is the unmanifest? The highest form of intelligence is unmanifest. What you think, what I think, what Arjuna thinks, what Duryodhana thinks, these are the manifestations of that highest perfect intelligence. This is the first question. The second question, then that, sir, what was the second question? Just one sentence. I just forgot. No, you are mute. Please unmute.
Hello.
Ah,
In,
just one
in the first
sentence.
question, I asked whether Bhagavad Gita is a passage from secularity to spirituality or not. Then my second question that you have treated Arjuna as a confused mind. But I want
Okay.
to.
Again, regarding the first question, whether spirituality is a threat to secularism? No, because the levels of consciousness, that is not for Hindu people. When we are talking about, there are different stages of consciousness, levels of consciousness. This is for man. For this is a human possibility. We have waking state, we have dream state, we have dreamless sleep state, and we have a Turiya state which is common in all these states. Similarly, we all have a body, we all experience that we have a mind, we all experience that we have an intellect, and sometimes we go beyond intellect, we have emotion. All these things are common to all people. So if it is called spirituality, that is also secular. It is secular means this possibility is with everybody. This is not for Hindu people. Okay, a staunch Muslim is also having these experiences, but they are describing the same thing in their language, taking their religion to the. But here we don't interpret Bhagavad Gita taking Hinduism as a religion. No, we keep Hinduism aside, and we are just talking about the message of the Bhagavad Gita, and it is open to all. We don't claim that only Hindu people will listen to us and others get out. No, we invite all to sit. It is a common message to all. Achha, second thing is why Arjuna is symbolic of a confused mind. Confused mind means that is such a mind which is not stable. stable, which is not stable. Man, that Ranjit Ghosh sir said, split personality. Arjuna was not supposed to behave like that in the battlefield, because he was aware of the war, such fighting, before 13 years. There was a 13 years of a preparation, and after 13 years, one is not supposed to be confused in the battlefield. Why Arjuna was confused? Because this is the natural trait of a human being. You have discussed about one issue with your wife, with your son. Many times you have discussed, but when the real occasion will come, you can take a decision. So this is a common trait of a mind, and this is a type of a mind. And the other mind, the other possibility is the mind is calm. Yes, I have understood. I am never confused, because I am established with the truth. My wisdom is steady. Therefore, I am Sthita Prajna. So there are two possibilities. Oh, so Arjuna was not a fool. Arjuna was not a bad student. Arjuna was a very good student. Arjuna was a great warrior. And Arjuna was the Sakha of Lord Krishna. That is a great thing. ଖାଲି ପାଖରେ ରହିଗଲେ ଜ୍ଞାନ ହେଇଯିବ, Lord Krishna ଖାଲି ଛୁଇଁଦେଲେ ଜ୍ଞାନ ହେଇଯିବ. In spite of that, Arjuna is confused. So many wise people sometimes get confused in the real situation of life. That is the irony of human intelligence. But what we should be? We should not be like that. We should have a very well equipped mind. This is a very beautiful message of Bhagavat Gita, and it is for all. And, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thanks so much, Professor Pramod Kumar, for your beautiful talk and a very enlightening discussion. And today you have also given very excellent responses to all the questions made by our learned participants. So today I don't find in words how to propose vote of thanks and how to congratulate you for this beautiful talk. Though it is a very short speech, but the discussion makes it enlightened. So today I extend my thanks to Professor Pramod Kumar for his very beautiful lecture today. And today we have been very much benefited by the discussions made by Professor Ranjit Ghosh. So I extend my thanks and gratitude to Professor Ghosh. I also extend my gratitude to Dr. K. Umanan Rao. The way he discussed and reflected his own thinking and own observation on the issue. Thanks so much. Now, I would like to request Professor Pramod Kumar. Again, I would like to thank all the participants, those who have been connected with us, and till now they are present. So I extend my thanks to all of them. Over to Professor Pramod Kumar for winding up the session.
Today I am really grateful to Dr. Ghosh and Dr. Rao. Dr. Rao is always critical, and I like his interpretation. No, I like that. I like that. But the way Ranjit sir
Concluded.
Has understood me and has understood Bhagavad Gita from the perspective of Tilak and Mahatma Gandhi and others. Really, we have learnt many things. I feel proud because many times we speak extempore, so we wait for its confirmation.
Yes.
We wait, and when the senior teachers they confirm us, and with the criticism of our co-friends, our friends,
Yes.
that is wonderful.
And today,
And it
today
is
he has established.
and it is recorded, and it is recorded, and it
Sir,
is
one line,
also,
sir.
And
Sir,
today,
one line, only one line, sir.
he has established
Sir,
your
sir,
standpoint and the standpoint of Dr. Rao.
sir,
yes,
one
yes,
line,
yes.
sir, only one line. Let me see
Therefore,
it.
he is Lord
Okay.
Krishna. Therefore, he is
One
Lord
line,
Krishna.
sir, only one line, allow me. A man of dharma asking his men to fight for adharma. Okay, a man of dharma asking his men to fight for adharma is dharma to uphold dharma.
To uphold the
Man of dharma asking his men to fight for adharma to uphold dharma is dharma. Okay, because the purpose is to uphold dharma.
And
Because
when
that is
Dr. Ghosh,
Now you have got the point.
Ranjit sir,
Yes. Yes, please.
even for Lord Krishna, nothing is dharma, nothing is adharma.
yes. He's beyond that. He's beyond that.
Okay,
He's beyond dharma and adharma.
therefore, sir said, it is metaphysical.
Yes.
In Vishwarupa Darshana, there is no dharma and adharma. Who all are going and coming, going and coming. We can understand that is
Yes.
mystery. That is the mystery, and that is the area of unknown. That is the area of unknown. That we human beings have a very limited mind. We have to be satisfied with the manifestation, because we can't have a complete idea. So Jaina system is very beautiful example. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We are really grateful.
Sir, pranam, sir.
Thank you. Now
Sir,
this,
pranam, sir.
yes.
okay.
Pranam, sir.
Okay,
Now,
sir. Namaskar, everybody. Namaskar, sir. Thank you,
yes.
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Now it is over.